Hello, and welcome back to the Global Panorama channel. Just a few words from a single leader can be enough to set off a diplomatic earthquake. And that is precisely what has just happened in East Asia. Japan's new Prime Minister, Sanae Takaichi, a politician known for her hardline nationalist stance, has just triggered a veritable firestorm with China. With a single statement in parliament, she has done something Japanese leaders have avoided for decades, publicly drawing Tokyo's red line regarding the Taiwan issue. Beijing's reaction was immediate and furious. A Chinese diplomat posted a public threat, while China's Ministry of Foreign Affairs issued a harsh diplomatic protest. Why did a hypothetical answer in parliament cause such an uproar? Was this just a slip of the tongue by a new prime minister? Or was it a calculated signal, heralding a tectonic shift in Japan's security policy? To understand the gravity of this firestorm, we must first clarify, what exactly did Prime Minister Takaichi say? Last week, in Parliament, an opposition lawmaker questioned Ms. Hunt, Takaichi, about an important legal term, a survival-threatening situation. This is a concept defined in the controversial 2015 security laws, which allows the Japanese Prime Minister to, for the first time, deploy the self-defense forces, military, abroad if national security is seriously threatened. In response, Ms. Takaichi gave a hypothetical example. She said that an attempt by Beijing to bring Taiwan completely under its control by military force, for example, a naval blockade, could constitute such a survival-threatening situation. She even added that an attack on a U.S. warship sent to break such a blockade could force Tokyo to intervene militarily. This is a shocking statement. For decades, Japan, like its closest ally, the United States, has maintained a policy of strategic ambiguity towards Taiwan. They never clearly said whether they would or would not intervene militarily if China attacked. By publicly linking Taiwan to a survival-threatening situation, Takaichi has nearly torn away that veil of ambiguity. So, why is this so important for Japan? The answer isn't just about democratic ideals. It is a matter of survival, geographically and economically. Geographically, Japan's closest territory is only 110 kilometers from Taiwan. A conflict in the Taiwan Strait is not a distant war. It's a war on Japan's doorstep. Economically, the waters around Taiwan are Tokyo's absolute trade lifeline. Most of Japan's energy and imported goods must pass through this sea route. A blockade of Taiwan is also an act of strangling the Japanese economy. Militarily, Japan hosts the largest overseas U.S. military presence. In any conflict scenario, bases in Okinawa would almost certainly be used to support Taiwan. This automatically makes Japan a direct party to the conflict. What Ms. Takaichi said, in effect, was saying the quiet part out loud. Something every strategist in Tokyo already knows. Taiwan's security is Japan's security. China's furious reaction. Ms. Takaichi's act of drawing a line right on Beijing's red line triggered a fierce response. First came the official reaction. Beijing issued a protest, calling it a blatant interference in its internal affairs. But the unofficial reaction was what truly stood out. The Chinese consul general in Osaka shared an article about Takaichi's remarks and commented with a violent phrase, "The dirty head that sticks itself out must be chopped off." This is unacceptable diplomatic language. Tokyo immediately protested, calling the comment extremely inappropriate, and the post was later deleted. But the threatening message was sent. It shows the level of sensitivity and fury in Beijing when anyone dares to publicly challenge their sovereignty claims over Taiwan. The damage control and the walkback. Facing this diplomatic storm, the Japanese government had to quickly engage in damage control. Chief Cabinet Secretary Minoru Kihara had to reaffirm Japan's commitment to the 1972 agreement, the document in which Japan recognizes the PRC as the sole legal government of China, and said Tokyo hopes the Taiwan issue will be resolved peacefully. Ms. Takaichi herself, on Monday, also had to take a step back. She said her remarks were purely hypothetical and that she would not make similar comments in Parliament again. So, how should we understand this story? First, the fact that Ms. Takaichi had to walk back her words shows that China still wields immense economic and diplomatic leverage over Japan. However, second, and this is the most important point, the genie is out of the bottle. Even if she retracted the statement, the message was sent. Miss Takaichi, a hardline nationalist who has been in office for less than a month, did not say this accidentally. This was very likely an intentional move, a strategic trial balloon. It signals that Japan's era of passivity, of hiding behind its pacifist constitution and strategic ambiguity, is gradually coming to an end. Faced with an increasingly assertive China and the realistic scenario of a military move on Taiwan, Japan is being forced to consider the unthinkable. It may have to fight. Miss Takaichi's statement was not a mistake, it was a warning. It heralds a new, more tense, and more confrontational era in the Taiwan Strait. And as for Beijing, they have now realized that Japan's new prime minister is not an easy opponent. This is a potentially huge shift in Asia's security architecture. In your opinion, was this a slip of the tongue by Miss Takaichi? Or was it a calculated strategic signal from Japan? Let us know your analysis in the comments below. And if you found this analysis useful, please be sure to like, share, and subscribe to the Global Panorama channel to not miss our in-depth perspectives on international issues. Thank you for your attention, and see you next time.